and we're back for part 2 of the Gilera Runner restoration. The main job today is going to be doing the forks. So we're doing the fork seals, and we've got a set of fork seals from White's Power Sports. Part number is 33-129-72, and the size is 35 by 47 by 10. There's a part number and the sizing, and that's the company that they came from. So as well as doing the fork seals, we're going to switch out the fork legs from the 180 to the 200. These are pitted, and the fork legs on there are very nice. So yeah, we'll make one good set out of the ones that we got out of the 2 sets. And first port of call before we do that is to get the front wheel out. We've already got the rear wheel out. We're going to get the front wheel out, go to the scooter shop, get some Pirellis thrown on there, and that's the tyres sorted. So let's pull the front end down, get that wheel out, go get some tyres, and then we'll get onto the main part of today's video. For the first job, taking this front wheel out, we're going to need a 6mm Allen for the caliper bolts. We're going to need a 5mm Allen for the pinch bolts, and we're going to need an 18mm socket for the front wheel, and we've got a rubber mallet just to knock the spindle out once it's all freed up. So let's get her out. That's everything freed up. Pinch bolts are loosened off, nuts off of the axle, and the calipers been taken off. Brand new pads in here, so very nice. Saves me spending a bit more money. But they need service because these are heavily seized. Something else we'll be doing in one of the videos. So I've hooked the front up now to the roof, onto the front frame of the bike, and I'm just going to slowly drop this down until takes tension and bikes up and lifts up. Alright. That's it, the bike's nice and level, so I'm wondering if we're going to, I might put something underneath the back to prop it up, because I reckon when we take the wheel out that might just fully tip over. So let's support it and then we'll get the wheel out. Tyres out of the bike. Plenty of tread on this one, but it's probably a old tyre, so really needs a rear one. We'll just get some decent matching Pirellis, and once these come back, we'll clean up the rims and stuff. A bit easier to clean off of the bike, so we'll get that done, and then we'll move on to the forks. That's the wheels back. We got new tyres, so we got Pirelli Angels on there. We start off, we're just going to chuck a bit of kerosene on, give them a wipe down with a rag, and then we'll, because the kerosene gets the more deeper stuff off, all the brake dust and that'll just eat it. I've never had an issue with it either. It doesn't seem to like affect any of the coatings on any rims that I've had. I wouldn't use it on powder coat, but any stock stuff I've used it on my Daytona, on my R6, and other bikes. It's good. It just eats through all the dirt and the grime. Then we'll hit it with the old grease, and then a little bit of the Bunnings truck wash in the foam gun, and they should be good to go. And then they are all sparkly and looking new. To be fair, they actually look brand new. Hell good. So, tyres all done, back into the garage to get the main part of what this video is actually about. So we're going to drop the forks out. You've got 4 bolts in there. You need a 17mm, no sorry, it's not, it's a 15mm. A 15mm. Yeah, crack them free. It's easier doing it when you've actually got a wheel in the front, but I've done it with no problems. So let's drop them out and make some progress on these things. So one thing I didn't know, and that's when you're taking these out of the clamps, they won't just drop out. This screw needs to be unscrewed and it will pop out from the top, and then the fork will come out from the bottom. So that essentially holds the fork in there as well. So that's a 10mm Allen, and you can just grab hold of the tube, loosen that off, and once you've unthreaded it, the fork will drop out. So 10mm Allen, good bit of hand grip, and you'll be sweet. Absolutely melting. I don't know how hot it is, but it's twice as hot in this garage as it is outside, and it's like hell on earth outside. So, forks are out of the 180. Hopefully these work, they look the same, but luckily these ones had a cap that's flush with the leg, whereas these ones actually sit in top of the clamp. As you can see, these ones are pitted, and this one is much nicer, plus the dust seal is a lot nicer. This is real perished, but wow, that would have been, I wouldn't have got them out, I wouldn't have been able to get them out with the plastics on. So thank God it had these, because I undone the clamp bolts and they slid out. So now let's get into stripping them down. We're going to need that 10mm for the top, 6mm for the bottom Allen in there, and these will be pretty straightforward. So let's get into the process. First things first, fork seals, you're going to need them. Dust seals if you haven't got a half decent set or a new set. Fork oil, I've gone 15 weight, small flat head to get the dust seals off, 6mm for the Allen bolt on the bottom of the fork tube, 10mm Allen for the cap, and then this little thingamajigger to pop the old seal out, and also use that to get the circlip. So start off by undoing the cap. That's the cap out. I don't know if you can see me anymore, but as long as you can see what I'm doing. So cap out, dirty rag, just give it a little wipe down. You right, Alf? It's my little boy. He likes to harass me when I'm in the garage. So I would wipe that down with the dirty rag just to clean it up a little bit, and then put it on the clean rag. Then we're going to take, let's get these other tubes out of the way. We're going to take the jug, and we're just going to pour any fluid out that's actually in here. I don't know how much fluid is in this. So when the majority of that's out, we'll turn the fork back up and we'll pull the spring out. Grab a dirty rag, ready for the spring. Okay. And just give the spring a wipe down with the dirty rag. And put it down on the clean rag. Now I'm going to chuck this into my vise. I've got these little magnetic rubber grips. Yep, there she is. So like a lot of things that hold oil and stuff like that, they usually have like a little crush washer on there, a little copper washer. So we'll pump the leg just to get anything out of there, and it absolutely stinks. Ugh. Right, cool. So I'll prop her up there, she's not going to leak too much. Clean this off with the dirty rag. and put it down onto the clean rag. Okay, now we're going to pull the fork leg out. So inside here will be a little rod with a spring on it. There she is. Let's just wipe her down with a dirty rag and put her onto the clean one. And then also there should be a little cap. We'll just clean this leg off. Doesn't really matter because these legs are going back into 180, so I'm not really going to put any new seals or clean them up. So where's that cap? There it is. And there's a little cap in the bottom there. So now, once we've cleaned all this up, means we can take the dust seal out. We'll take our little flathead and just pry it up. Look at that, you don't have to go crazy, it comes straight out. And this one's a bit perished, so that's going to go in the 180, and the 180 ones are going to go in this because the 180 ones are nice, or nicer, and we don't have any new ones. Just put the dirty rag down here so this don't leak. Get the flathead, pop the little circlip out. It's a nice and easy one. There it is. Let's just give that a wipe down and put that on the clean rag. Hoping that you can see all of this because the camera's facing me, I can't see the screen. So that's that one. And now we'll take the dirty rag and we'll just lay it over the tube. Actually got to double it up. And then we'll pop the seal out. That's that out. That was absolutely solid. So we'll throw it in the 180, but we don't need it. So now I'm just going to give this a clean out. We'll give it a wipe down. And then I'll take it outside and I'll give it a little blast with the tangled up airline that I've got here. How random is this? I just opened up the seals and there was a set of keys in there. Really random. So White's Power Sports, if you're missing a set of keys, I've got them at home in the garage. So we've got the fork seal, the new fork seal. It's got like a deeper groove on one side and then a smaller groove on this side, so the deep groove goes facing down. Let's have a look. Just going to take a smidgen of oil on my finger and run it around the outside of the seal just to make it go in a little bit easier. I suggest you do this with gloves on. I say that every time I do it, but that stuff's not good for your hands. So I'm going to try and put that in nice and even, and then I'm going to take a 32mm socket and I'm going to put it flat side down. I'm going to get the rubber mallet. I'm just going to tap it in until it seats. I'm sure some people have got those seal kits that you can use. I really don't see the difference from using this to using the seal kit. It's a flat surface. I've just got to tap it in slowly. It's gone in, and you'll see that they're seated nicely. Just have a look at these two. Yeah, they're the same. It just looks like it's sat really low. Cool, so that's that done. And now we're going to put our little circlip back in. So we'll just go this way in first and then we can pinch it so it pops in. These are probably the nicest circlips to do because they ain't a pain in the arse. That's in there nicely. And now I'm going to rip down one of the 180s to get the seal and get the leg, and we'll be back. Right, so now we have the second hand, better than the other one seals. You've probably worked this out already if you're actually following this tutorial for the same reason I'm doing it. It's not 6mm, it's 5mm. I changed to a small ratchet and I found out it was actually for 5. That was in the wrong slot on the Allen keys. But anyway, had a nightmare with the 180 tubes. One of these was spinning, so I just got a socket extension and I just tapped it in, and then luckily it freed up. But I thought we was going to have to use the old legs then, but luckily we've got the two nice legs and the second-hand seals. So going back to where we left off, this is the one with the new seal in it. So now I'm going to put the dust seal in, and that just pops in nice by itself. We've got a bigger socket here. Should be alright. Should be right. Give her a little love tap. Now I'm going to take one of the tubes and the rod with the spring facing down and slide that in, and then I'm going to get this little cylindrical thing with the thread, and it goes that way up into the bottom of the leg. Now I'm going to hold it like this because it should make my life a bit easier. So that will just slide in. Now we need to drop the rod down, because the rod is what grabs. It's got the thread on it, not the cap. As I said, it's not the cap, it's the rod. Oh, that's it, we got it. Mate, it's so hot in here. Not only am I shining because I have fork oil all over me, I'm absolutely sweating. So that's that. Cool. And now put the spring back in, and when we top this up, we're going to pull the leg up like this. So that's that bit done. I'll just run through it again because I got it a bit mixed up. Rod with the spring, drop it into the fork from the threaded end. That'll go all the way to the bottom and come out like so. And then this little tapered end will go on there and seat in the fork. There's no seal in this one at the minute, but I'll just show you again. Push it in, and then when it touches the bottom, you can let the rod go back down, then put your Allen bolt in and tighten it up. So that's where we're at now with this one. I still need to do that, but I'll do that off camera. Same process. Okay, all right, fork leg up. Now we got our trusty syringe from yesterday, and luckily enough, my 80mm syringe is the exact amount that we want in each fork leg. All right, girl. There we go. Make sure you clean your syringe out as well if you've used it for anything else. $80ml of oil. Let's get our cap. I'll just thread it backwards to get it to seat. Sure, I tried threading this on the other tube and it worked. Let me just double check that before I start going mad with it. Is that one? Yeah, it does. It does thread into the 180 one. So I must have this fork leg. Yeah. It was the spring holding me back. I just don't want to go crazy and destroy the threads, because that would be a nightmare. Right, I'm going to have to get this into the vise because it's slipping all around my hands, but I'll do that and then we'll come back. Boy, the heat is definitely getting to me. Come on, Spence. This needs to go in the top of the clamp. Man, what planet am I on? Absolutely off my head today. So what we'll do is, once I've done these, I will seat this in the clamp, tighten it up to where I want it to be, and then I'll put the cap on. I'm absolutely losing my mind. It's so hot. Hopefully I can edit this video so it actually looks like it makes some sense. But anyways, I'm going to complete this and I'm going to get them both in the bike, and then it's done, and hopefully you took enough away from that to be able to do that for yourself. And there we have it. One nice set of forks. So like I said before, absolutely invaluable having the 180, because God knows how much it would have cost me to get a good set of legs. And these tubes that are on here are really nice. So we've got fresh seals. We used the dust seals from the 180, which were fine, and all the internals from the 200, because obviously they've done a lot less Ks. I'm absolutely cooked. Unfortunately, it's not over for me, because I now need to put the 180 back together. So that's got a set of forks in it, and I can put the wheel back in and wheel it around. But that's done for today. I'm going to do that. Next job will probably be servicing the calipers and the masters and getting all that done. So like and subscribe if you're following the progress, and I'll see you on the next one.